So I use my phone for every part of my life. Because look, I can update my Facebook status. I can go to text messages to make sure I hang out with my friends the next day. Ooh, I can even get on the internet. Because cell phones have now evolved to where you can use them for pretty much everything. They started off just as a car phone and then became something bigger for the most part. And I just want to talk about how they changed over the past 30 years. They started off in the 1980s when they first started having car phones just in the middle of the thing, and then they became these huge, like, briefcase things. They were, dear God, expensive. They were overly huge. They weren't very helpful. And the only people that really had them had a lot of money. They're more of a status symbol than they were actually something to use. And they used analog technology, so you could only make phone calls in certain areas, and you had all the blackouts, and you hardly ever could actually use the cell phone to begin with. But a lot of people saw the possibilities of it, so they kept on working on it. And in the 1990s, we started coming out with different phones. You were able to suddenly use them to actually call constantly. They weren't that expensive. They became much smaller, so that because of the batteries on, they're much, much smaller. People were able to get them better. You could have it with AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, all those started coming out with the phone. And you could use them for calling and occasionally texting because of the 2G technology that they started having with them. And then it really got big in the 2000s. You started having smartphones, and then the iPhone came out, which caused the iStore to come out with all the apps. And in 2009, the Apple CEO, Steve Jobs, was quoted saying that the Apple Store is unlike anything this industry has ever seen. You have billions upon billions of apps that you can get to do anything. You can get them to automatically run Facebook, to automatically open up your bank account. You can have it on Android where you can scan the item and know what the price is. You can use it for your calendar, you can use it for tracking money, all of it. That's what a cell phone is now capable of. Because they have the touch screen on them, it's very simple to go through and fix them or do this and that with them. So they're very, very easy to use. And just to kind of give you a thing of how cell phones were used, in 1985, 340,000 people were using cell phones. Then in 2003, it went up to 140 million. And by today, 1.2 billion cell phones are used worldwide. Everyone has cell phones. You have kids in elementary school who now have cell phones, who beg for phones, and they're much cheaper than they were. The bigger ones back in the 1980s were close to $1,000. Now you can get a phone for $20, free with a new 2-year contract. Or the new iPhone is now only, what, $35, $39 now with the new contract? And you can see now that over the past 30 years, cell phones have come a longer way than just about most of our other technology. You can use them for literally everything. It's like a mini computer in your pocket. You can do everything you'd ever want to do with them. I use mine every single day. I freak out when it dies and I don't have a charger for it. And most of the people I know are pretty much the same way. And the only thing is, well, yeah, I know you're not. But most people use them on a day-to-day basis for texting more often now than calling because it's just easier. You send a text message, conversation over. And the one thing is we're now getting into 4G technology because we started with the 3G technology now in the 2000s. And with 4G technology, it's going to make it even faster and have even more capabilities of it. Although I really don't know what else they can really have a cell phone do.